Women's Communications Bootcamp, become confident, powerful voices for rural communities across the nation. She says women are important representatives of agriculture, and the 15 women selected to participate in this year's program will enhance their communication and leadership skills. The intensive training offers sessions on public speaking, testifying, targeting your message, working with the media, and seeking elected office. Participants will complete an intense round of media interviews on their pre-selected issue and practice testifying on that issue. Applications are available online through state farm bureaus and must be submitted no later than today. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
When should I begin taking Social Security? What should I invest in today? And when should I look at making changes? What should I do with my 401k if I change jobs?
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. These are just some of the questions we are asked on a regular basis, and the answers are different for each and every one of you. That's why at Compact Asset Management, we take a holistic approach to wealth management, which means taking the time to get to know you, your lifestyle, and your goals to better invest your money now and make a plan for your future. Call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and make an appointment to meet with me personally for a free portfolio review and answers to your specific financial questions. That's 1-800-388-9700. 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Alternative Cancer Treatment Advocates is a group looking for board members to serve as secretary and treasurer. The group will exist as a 501c3, and its purpose will be to help raise funds for those who need alternative cancer treatments. In order to be an active board member, you must either be a cancer survivor or have been in a close relationship with someone who has or who has had cancer. You must also be able to do the work required for the position you are volunteering for, and you must accept the title as an unpaid position. If you are interested in helping to fund alternative cancer treatments and would like to volunteer as a board member for Alternative Cancer Treatment Advocates, please call Rebecca Janch at 909-552-6718. That's 909-552-6718. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
Hello, everyone. This is Nina MD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. Listen to my show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., KCAA 1050, where I'm going to give you the latest, greatest on anti-aging.
Good morning. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And it is a Tuesday morning here on KCAA and everywhere else.
A lovely summer
Tuesday morning. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050, just in case you weren't quite sure. We have Bill the Schwartz in the booth this morning. Good morning, Bill.
Oh, yeah. Let me check my pedigree. Yeah, I'm him.
You are not a figment of my imagination.
Not today, anyway.
Bill makes the music.
He does. Yeah, he brings the happy to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Or the headbanging or the whatever, depends on what he plays. Huh, Bill?
Uh-huh.
So we have a great show planned for you today, but before we really get into it, as I do every day, I want to let everybody know all the ways they can listen to KCAA AM 1050. Of course, you can find us at 1050 on the AM dial. You can also find us at kcaaradio.com, where you'll find links to all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can watch our embedded Ustream feed right on our front page, or you can click through and watch it on Ustream. You can click to listen directly online. You can find the phone number in case you don't have a radio and you don't want to use your bandwidth. You can call to listen at 832-999-1050, 832-999-1050. Long distance rates may apply. If you're heading into LA or OC, you're going to Santa Barbara, going to Vegas or San Diego, you can listen to us on your Android device at kcaaexpress.com or with the TuneIn app on your Apple device. So I think I got it all.
I think you got it all. Lots of ways to listen. No excuses.
So yesterday we talked a lot about what was going on in Greece, and of course that is continuing. And I just want to give a brief update.
Yeah.
And the stock market in the United States fell 350 points yesterday.
Pretty big, but 2%.
Almost 2%, just under 2%. So yeah, that is big. So there's another story here that Greece has been dealt 2 more blows. As predicted, Greece doesn't have the funds to pay back its 1.8 billion euro loan installment by tomorrow's International Monetary Fund deadline. That would be today's deadline. A government official there confirmed today, meaning the country may now be one step closer to an exit from the Eurozone currency, as Reuters puts it. Echoing that, Standard & Poor's today cut Greece's credit rating by 1 notch further into junk status and put the chance of Greece exiting the Eurozone at a 50-50. S&P put out a statement saying that the decision to hold a July 5th referendum suggests the country will prioritize domestic politics over financial and economic stability, commercial debt payments, and Eurozone membership. European leaders are urging Greeks to vote yes in that referendum on bailout conditions, and this is according to the Wall Street Journal. You shouldn't commit suicide because you're afraid of dying, the European Commission president urged Greek citizens, and this is per the newspaper. Although the European Central Bank is expected to cut off emergency funding required to keep Greek banks afloat following the missed payment, analysts tell the news agency that they think the ECB will keep money flowing at least through this week.
Wow. I'm of the opinion, and if I was Greek, I would vote no. I would want to exit the euro because I don't think the system works. I think that poor countries like Greece, are locked into, especially once they get to this point, they're locked into this continual system of having to get loans and trying to pay them back and austerity. Whereas if they get off the euro, get their own currency, they'll go through a rough time in the beginning as they're adjusting the new currency, but they can set their own monetary values and begin to rebuild their economy.
I think the fear, and I've read this in several different places, is that then they will have to align with Russia. And, Russia, of course, is aligned with some unsavory states like Iran.
I don't think they have to align with Russia. I think Europe can still involve them in their political sphere. I think that the Russian thing has to do with oil, and Russia is building them an oil pipeline. And that's why they're developing a relationship there. As you know, oil is a very important commodity.
It is.
And
Russia supplies oil to the rest of Europe, too.
Yeah. And so, this is part of that relationship. But, if I was a Greek person, again, if you leave the euro, they're going to go through some short-term pain. But I think it's got a better chance of recovery. Whereas if they stay with the euro, I think they're just going to be stuck in this horrible cycle, this feedback loop of, more and more loans, more and more austerity as they just, struggle to deal with it. They'll never get caught up. And so they've got to break that cycle.
When Iceland went through something similar, when our banks were being bailed out by our governments, and I say our because it happened in Europe too, I think, it wasn't. That didn't happen in Iceland. Iceland let the banks fail, and they sent some of their bankers to jail.
Yep.
Go Iceland.
And they weren't too big to fail?
No, they weren't.
Wow.
No, they weren't.
And Iceland went through a really brief, really rough period with high unemployment and all these chaos as people tried to figure it out. And then they quickly recovered. So the bounce back was much stronger.
Short-term pain, but a longer-term recovery.
Yes. Right. Where we're still dealing with our recovery.
Yes, we are.
Things have gotten a lot better in the United States, but not in all areas. And of course, part of that is that inland Southern California it's tougher inland Southern California than it is coastal Southern California.
Yeah, and we were ground zero for the housing crisis. I mean, let's face it. Our economy was so strongly built on these inflated houses and all these construction workers. And when the housing market crashed and all those people went out of work, it just crushed our economy.
Yep.
We got hit much, much harder than the rest of the country.
Yep. So we'll keep you updated on, the markets, of course, aren't open yet. They open in about 17 minutes, and we'll check it out once they're open.
Yes, we will. And another story we talked about yesterday was the Donald, right? We finished with the Donald. And we have to give the update here. I'm sure everybody's already heard this news, but NBC has dumped the Donald.
And that's a lot that was The Apprentice, it was the Miss USA pageant, the Miss Universe pageant, all which are all partially owned by Donald Trump.
And of course, there were several groups that had started petitions to get NBC to do this, and NBC listened. And again, I tell people this all the time because they talk about low voter turnout here in the United States, and I know that we do have low voter turnout, but the way that we really vote in America is with our dollars. and we vote every single day. We're constantly making decisions about where we're going, what TV shows we're going to watch, what businesses we're going to go spend our dollars at, and each one of those decisions is a vote. And so we're voting. People are voting against Trump right now. They're voting against him en masse, and that's why NBC reacted, because they're getting the votes. People are saying, "I'm not going to watch that show. I'm not going to buy those products. You got to can this guy." And
of course, we talked about Univision dumping him.
Yeah.
So the next question then becomes: Is he going to be forced out of the Miss Universe pageant, Miss USA pageant, as partial owner? I mean, are his partners going to want to buy him out because they're all hurting because of this?
Yeah, and can they buy him out? I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, he's typically one of the bigger fish. He's got a lot of money, and not everyone can, has that kind of money lying around. But you got to suspect that they're probably going to want to get him out of that if they want to keep that franchise going, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, we saw this on Facebook a lot today, or not today, yesterday, that people, he has freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Well, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. And America in general has this idea that we're supposed to be free from consequences, which is ridiculous, of course. But it's our litigious society. You slip and fall somewhere, it's somebody else's fault. If, it's not that you weren't looking where you were going, it's you slipped and fell and it's somebody else's fault.
I'm glad you said litigious, because what did Trump threaten to do as soon as they fired him?
He's going to sue. Of course he's going to sue.
He's going to sue. He views all of this as an opportunity. I mean, it's always a positive spin. Oh, okay, great, you fired me, so I'm going to sue you and I'll get even more money out of this thing. It's crazy. I mean, this is the crazy world we live in, and that's just one more reason why I don't like Trump.
Yeah.
Well, when you say consequences, do you mean Brian Williams' consequences? He's back.
He is back.
Yeah. But he's not the head anchor anymore, though, right?
No. But
the thing about it, he's an entertainer.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, I guess at one point I think he even wanted to take over the Tonight Show.
Did he really?
That's what I heard his aspirations were. I cannot
totally
personally confirm that.
He was on 30 Rock a lot, or several times at least, and he's been on Saturday Night Live. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. So I have a couple more just quick Trump tidbits here before we go to our break. Another outlet is reporting that Trump has not voted in the last 6 elections. So this is
that's real important to him.
Based on his track record here, as reported by National Review, Trump has not voted in the past 6 presidential primary elections, including 2000, 2004, and 2012, when he considered a run for president. He also failed to vote for various candidates, including those running for U.S. representative and governor in 2002. When he was donating to candidates in those races. So he was given money, but then he didn't show up to vote. And then they also went back and looked at his financial disclosures, and over the years, Trump has actually given slightly more to Democrats than he has to Republicans. So he's given, over the years, $476,000 to Democratic campaigns, including Hillary Clinton's in 2002, compared to $452,000 to Republicans. So, interesting little twist there on the Donald, right?
Yeah. Business is not political. Business is opportunistic.
Yes.
And so, people say, the big money's on the Republican Party. No, it's not. It's in both. And the larger donors are actually in the Democratic Party or Democrat Party. So, don't delude yourself. And Donald Trump is no different. He's a businessman.
And to be that opportunistic and to be running for president?
I know. I know. Well, I think he's done.
Yeah.
This is I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are On the Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050, and we'll be right back.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
If you think the Koch club of plutocratic billionaires couldn't get any more self-centered and whiny, meet Doug and Holly Deason of Dallas. The Deasons, along with 10 other Dallas members of KKPB, recently co-signed an op-ed in that city's morning news. The privileged coterie expressed dismay at the widespread criticism of the Koch brothers' January conclave of uber-rich right-wingers who pledged about $1 billion to try buying the 2016 elections. The dozen Dallasites were at that meeting, joined the pledge, and want us commoners to know that the Kochites are flooding the elections with so much money merely because they want to install a national government that is, quote, impartial and accountable. Really? No. A truly impartial government would place toxic waste pipelines, factories, and fracking wells in everyone's zip codes, including theirs. They don't want that. Also, these notorious tax dodgers certainly don't want to have every dollar of their income taxed, just as, say, school teachers do. And doesn't impartial mean that their children would have to go fight in America's endless wars too, rather than leaving that unpleasant task to the non-privileged? They really want to install an impartial government that's partial to them, letting them run roughshod over the rest of us and their avaricious accumulation of greater wealth, power, and privilege. And what a hoot for the 1% of the 1% to demand that government be accountable when they're running dark money political campaigns that hide their identities and use front groups to keep voters from knowing that the KKPB is out to buy America's democratic process. This is Jim Hightower saying any government that would be installed by the money and deceit of such self-righteous, narcissistic cowards would not be worthy of America's name, its democratic ideals, or its people.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. You know, we just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Alidor, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alidor can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alidor, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
Wet n Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun. Barefootin', in the sun, barefootin', flow rider barefootin', Wet n Wild barefootin'. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefootin'.
Yeah, you gotta get barefootin' this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefootin', getting soaked, barefootin', Wet n Wild, barefootin',
Wet n Wild.
Barefootin', Wet n Wild, barefootin'.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. I'm Di Rice. Time for Change Foundation is working hard on their Champ 47 outreach campaign. Champ 47 stands for Creating Healthy Alternatives, Mobilizing Prop 47. The mission of this campaign is to get the word out that certain felonies can be reduced to misdemeanors through a simple process. TFCF is offering a free felony reduction clinic that will take place Saturday, July 25th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Way World Outreach Mission located at 1001 North Arrowhead Avenue in San Bernardino. Champ 47 is a result of the passage of Proposition 47, the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act, which was approved by voters in last November's election. The Champ 47 campaign will help improve health and safety in our community, which has been decimated by mass incarceration. It will also help rebuild families by removing underlying barriers to employment and allowing access to health care and education in San Bernardino. For more information, go to timeforchangefoundation.org or call Nicole Wolf at 909-886-2994. 909-886-2994. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. 1050 a.m. Don't forget that number. And for you young people who got here by accidentally fat-fingering your FM band selector, we're an AM radio station, and AM refers to more than just the time of day.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Bill DeSchwartz in the booth. What song is that, Bill?
That's Bob Seger. I don't quite remember the title. I'll have to look that up.
It's very upbeat.
Yes, it is.
I like it.
Well, we'll keep rocking out.
So there's a pretty horrendous story that's been happening in the South. And Tobin, do you want to talk about it?
Sure. Historically, we've seen examples of black churches being burned, particularly during periods of social unrest in the South based on racism. When the KKK was resurgent, we saw this happen.
In the 20s and then in the 60s.
Yeah. And it's a common terror tool that's used to terrorize the African American community. And unfortunately, we've seen a small string, 5 churches so far.
6.
Oh, it's gone up to 6. Okay.
Gone up to 6.
That have been burned primarily in the South. And, people are wondering, is this another resurgence of this kind of terror tactic in light of what happened in Charleston and the fight over the Confederate flag, that certain racist elements in our community are feeling threatened and under attack, and so they're in their mind, this is them, fighting back, right? And the gentleman who did the shooting, gentleman's much too kind. The kid, the dirtbag who killed the people in Charleston, Dylan Storm, and I hate to say his name.
It's actually Dylan Roof. Storm is
that's right.
Is
his middle name?
It's not his middle name. It speaks to his movement. It's this
Gotcha.
This racist movement. It's called Stormfront.
So, he called for a race war, and so perhaps there are folks out there that are taking up that call. And so we've had some churches that have been burned. Now, there's been no evidence yet to link this to race or racism. Well, but let's be clear about what's going on. These churches are in different communities. They're not all nearby, so it's not a single individual that's out doing this. So it's different people. They're not
from Tennessee to Florida.
They are. But the people who've done it haven't left messages. And one officer says, it's hard to show whether this is a hate crime or not. It's easy in our mind to link them all together and assume that. But a lot of times, these kinds of fires, these kinds of arsons are just kids being stupid kids, playing with matches, whatever. and the unintended consequence is a fire. But
here's the thing. I mean, and the idea of a hate crime kind of irritates me. It's a crime. It's a terrorist act.
I agree.
If this fires, and let's assume that maybe one of them wasn't deliberately set. The fact that there's 6 of them, the idea that they weren't deliberately set is kind of defies logic. But I know they have to come from that standpoint. I get that, and law enforcement will do what law enforcement does. But as things appear right now, it appears to be an act of terrorism.
Yeah,
and domestic terrorism.
Yeah, but it's interesting because we string these 6 African American church fires together to tell a story, but what's left out of that is what were the other fires that were going on? Were there other fires at other churches, schools, other places nearby? You know what I mean? That might tell a more complete picture. And so that's why I raised that they don't have those facts yet. And so it's
right.
We can begin to sort of paint a picture that maybe this is a racist thing that's happening, that's resurgent. It's definitely a criminal thing that's happening.
Definitely
it's wrong. But I don't know if we have all the facts yet.
So Mark Potok, a senior fellow from the Southern Poverty Law Center in Montgomery, Alabama, a hate group monitoring organization, said only 3 of the 6 fires appear to be true cases of arson. And while those 3 in Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina may have been intentionally set, he said he believes it's unlikely they were done in an organized and unified fashion. Like you said, this is probably random people. He said, I think it's very unlikely in terms of a conspiracy. It's entirely possible, perhaps even likely, that some of these churches were attacked because it's all happened in the past three weeks. Potok said in a reference to the debate over the continued use of the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
The first fire, reported at the College Hill Seventh-day Adventist Church in Knoxville, Tennessee on Sunday, June 21st, that was reported then. Stacks of hay and soil were placed against the church's metal doors and set on fire. Maybe the metal doors just got too hot. I see this and I think of an intention to try to destroy this entire church. Pastor Cleveland Hobdy III told WATE. Knoxville Police Department spokesman Daryl DeBusk told Waite that it is deemed an incident of vandalism and not a hate crime because in most hate crimes, the suspect leaves a message or indication of the reason behind the attack, and no such mention was found in this case. The second church was in Georgia 2 days later, and Macon-Bibb County Fire Chief Marvin Riggins told WMAZ that it was suspicious and is being investigated as an arson. Fruitland Presbyterian Church in Gibson County, Tennessee was also set on fire the same day, and officials have not released any updates about the investigation, nor did they immediately return calls, and this article is coming from ABC News. Yeah. Fire Chief Brian Cathy told ABC affiliate WBBJ-TV that there were some questions about whether it was an accidental fire because the residents recalled there being several lightning strikes in the area at the time of the fire.
Yeah.
The fourth fire burned down a portion of the Briar Creek Road Baptist Church in East Charleston on the morning of June 24th, and the investigators immediately classified it as arson. They did apparently $250,000 worth of damage. The final 2 churches were reported on Friday, and the investigations are still underway.
So the pastor at the Briar Creek Church, Briar Creek Road Baptist Church in Charlotte, actually made a statement. The pastor there is Mannix Kinsey, and he said that he forgives the arsonist and hopes that it won't be deemed a hate crime. Just the climate, he says, we all have to consider what else we need to do to actually be able to work together. And I think this speaks to this idea of, people saying, you know what, there are isolated, crazy people out there doing these bad things, and we're not going to let that drive a wedge between the rest of us.
Yes.
Right? And there's a powerful message there, and I love that it's coming from pastors, and it's coming from people in the past who sometimes have been activists and saying we need to stand up, but in this time they're saying we need to come together.
Yes.
And I think they've found the right message for this moment, and that's why Charlotte has been so powerful as a nationwide.
That was Charleston.
I know this is in Charleston, but I'm saying, the shooting in Charleston was so powerful because it actually has brought people together.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And Charleston and Charlotte are really not that far
apart.
Oh,
you're right. I'm sorry.
Charleston and Charlotte are not that far apart.
Right.
So anyway, this is On the Brink. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on what are we on? We are on KCAA AM 1050. I need some coffee. We'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station for the Inland Empire.
California headline news. State lawmakers give final approval to a bill requiring parents to vaccinate most children, regardless of personal or religious beliefs.
Parents who disagree with vaccinations here in California are able to choose not to vaccinate their children, but doctors say that's why so many kids got sick a few months ago during a measles outbreak. This bill will mandate that all healthy children be vaccinated before attending public school. If they are not vaccinated, then they have to be homeschooled.
Correspondent Alex Stone. Governor Brown hasn't said if he'll sign the bill. A Coast Guard helicopter conducting a test flight crash lands on an airfield at San Francisco International Airport.
When they attempted to land, a malfunction occurred and the aircraft landed on its side. Fortunately, both crew members were able to exit the aircraft.
McCulloch with the Coast Guard. A brush fire in Lompoc is moving fast. Fire crews say the fire started yesterday, grew to 300 acres, 1,200 people forced from their homes. Geico weather warming up today, highs near 90 in L.A. Jeff Scott, California News.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful. But creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
There's a reason why so many celebrities use Proactive. Their faces are their money. And it's time for you to get it because Proactive has set up a special 800 number. For just $19.95, you'll get Proactive and a rotating deep cleansing brush. A $45 value, yours free. For only $19.95, you're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear or your money back. Here's the number, 1-800-644-5944. Call now for a lifetime of beautiful skin. 1-800-644-5944.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got a chance of sprinkles, mostly sunny skies and a high near 99. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, partly cloudy skies, a low near 73. Wednesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, a high near 97. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low near 73. Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 93. Thursday night, partly cloudy, a low near 71. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 92. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low near 67. Independence Day, mostly sunny, a high near 93. Saturday night, partly cloudy, a low near 67. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 93. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Art Bell is back, and he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody is more captivating than Art Bell.
Now, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something here that defies logical explanation.
Tune into the best. Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell.
The only way you're going to get the American people to pony up the billions of dollars, however many hundreds of billions it would be to go to Mars, the only way you're going to get them to do that is to convince them that we have a real reason to go.
Want to take a ride?
Coming soon. Weeknights at midnight on KCAA, 1050 AM.
Do you have a broken window or rock chip on your vehicle that needs repair? Give us a call at HM Auto Glass, 951-858-5190. HM Auto Glass is your locally owned and operated auto glass specialist, offering low cost and high quality auto glass repair and replacement. We also work with all major insurance companies and offer free mobile service. So call us, 951-858-5190. That number again is 951-858-5190.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Staying out of the market is the most dangerous thing you can do for your financial future. If you continue to spend like a drunken sailor, you're going to run out of money. This is not poker. This is your financial future.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Slam the door on fee pay. Forget everything you know about selling online because I'm here to tell you about a new and revolutionary way to buy and sell on the internet. BuySellMakeOffer.com is here to shake up the web. Tired of paying those outrageous fees? You'll never pay a fee with BuySellMakeOffer.com. For a monthly membership package starting at only $7.95, you can list and sell up to 50 items. That would cost you nearly $100 with the other guys. Go right now to BuySellMakeOffer.com and sign up today. You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Aaron Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Jam and do a little Toto. Thank you, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a big deal on the employee front, or the small business front, the big business front. What is it, Tobin?
Well, the president is about to announce a new rule that could raise wages, overtime rule that could raise wages for up to 5 million people. And so let's take a minute and delve into this because I think this is a big deal. It's going to have a big personal effect on a lot of people. It's going to affect businesses and how they operate. So the way the current rule works is if you make less than $23,660 a year, and you are a salaried employee, okay? If you make less than that amount of money and you work more than 40 hours a week, they have to pay you overtime. They're essentially taking that number, that $23,000 number, and they're doubling it. They're doubling it. It's going up to $50,440, more than doubling it. And now anyone who makes that number or below, if you're a salaried employee and you work more than 40 hours, anything over 40, they got to pay you time and a half. So a whole bunch of people are going to get a raise, about 5 million people. Now, if you read the whole long article that we have here, there's some folks that are left out of this, and I got to mention those because I'm one of them.
And this is Politico.
This is from Politico. But if you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, those kinds of professional jobs, this does not apply to you. So if you're a brand new teacher and you're making $40,000 a year and you work more than 4, they don't have to pay you overtime. You're completely excluded from this rule, regardless of the change. I'm not exactly sure, but that's part of the way the rule's written. So there's certain classes. So this only basically affects people who work in private industry that are not in what they would call professional jobs, like doctors, lawyers, and teachers. And so an interesting rule change, though, because it's going to force businesses to think differently about how much they pay people and how they schedule people. Right?
Right.
And so when I see rules like this or changes like this, I always wonder what are the unintended consequences. The obvious intended consequences is to put more money in people's pockets, right? You want people to get paid more.
Right.
And that's why President Obama is doing this, and that's how they're going to sell it. And there's a lot of people, 5 million people are going to get paid more, right? That's their talking point, and that's what they want to push. And people go, oh, this is a great idea. Well, if it's such a great idea, why are we only hearing it now in the 7th year of the Obama presidency, right? And so I think the reason is because there's a lot of unintended consequences that they don't want to talk about. And so that's something that we need to sort of delve into a little bit. So what do you think, Aaron?
Well, okay, so in the state of California, because this is going to be a federal law, in the state of California, there's a requirement for exempt employees to make double the minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making double the minimum wage, the minimum wage will be $10 tomorrow. Tomorrow's July 1st, right? Is that tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
2 days.
2 days. No, tomorrow's July 1st. Today's the 30th, right?
You're right. I'm sorry.
Today's the 30th. So tomorrow's July 1st. So tomorrow, the state's minimum wage goes up to $10 an hour, which means that the exempt employees have to make at least double that. And exempt, of course, are the people who don't get overtime. Those are your salaried employees. And so so $20 an hour is what, $40,000 or $41,000 a year.
Yeah.
And so for these people, they're under that threshold.
55,000.
55, and so they would, the state of California is going to have to work this out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the city of Los Angeles, of course, when they start, eventually they'll have the $15 an hour minimum wage, and at that point, your exempt employees have to make double that, which would be $30 an hour, which is up in the $60,000 a year range.
And exempt employees are the people that are on
They're salaried.
They're salaried employees. They're not.
Right.
They
but
don't
you
get
think
paid
about
hourly.
all of the like store managers in retail, and
Yep.
I mean, both of us when we first graduated from college,
Yeah.
and the economy was terrible then. We both took jobs in retail, and you work a bazillion hours a week as a manager, and we make no money.
Well, actually, it was interesting. I was just looking at this, and if you were making the $23,660 and you're a salaried employee, and your boss worked you like a dog, worked you 80 hours a week, right? Double what you're
Yes.
supposed to work, which is not uncommon.
No, it's
right?
not.
So if they worked you 80 hours, you'd actually be making about $6 an hour. You'd be making way less than the employees that are working for you as your
Yes.
hourly employees, and that's not uncommon. And so this rule is meant to sort of protect those people, right?
I did hear one company employee say salary is slavery.
Yeah, seriously, and it is if you're not being paid a decent wage. I mean, you think you get to exempt, and you're supposed to have, you're supervising people or projects. You're at a certain level of respectability, for lack of a better word, not that others aren't respectable, in your company, and they get, at the lowest levels, they can get paid squat.
Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the specifics of this rule. The new threshold would not be indexed to overall price or wage increases as many progressives had hoped for. Instead, it will be linked permanently to the 40th percentile of income. So, in other words, they're going to take a look at, they'll do income surveys, and whatever the 40th percentile is, that will be where the number will be. So it will go up or down based on wherever the 40th percentile is earning.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So instead of being like indexed to inflation or something like that, they're just going to do these things in 40. So 40%, basically 40% of the workplace will always qualify for these overtime rules. Which is kind of an interesting way of thinking about it. And that's because that's where it was set when they first did this rule all those years ago.
You know who this is going to hurt are nonprofits. And you're going to see what will happen is a lot of employees who have been exempt are going to be moved to non-exempt status.
Yeah.
And so employers are going to find themselves having to get work done they're going to have to hire people because there won't be enough hours. There won't be enough hours to get the job done.
That is another intended consequence of this, because they're saying that what happens is that because it's so expensive to pay the overtime, that companies will then, instead of paying the overtime, will stop you at your 40 hours and then hire somebody else who makes less than you to then work.
Or the same as you.
Yeah.
Or the same as you. But, they won't pay the overtime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting stuff. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be some debate coming along about this.
I think there will be.
I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on the brink on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
KCAA is your CNBC news affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business. It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Time for Change Foundation is working hard on their Champ 47 outreach campaign. Champ 47 stands for Creating Healthy Alternatives, Mobilizing Prop 47. The mission of this campaign is to get the word out that certain felonies can be reduced to misdemeanors through a simple process. TFCF is offering a free felony reduction clinic that will take place Saturday, July 25th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Way World Outreach Mission located at 1001 North Arrowhead Avenue in San Bernardino. Champ 47 is a result of the passage of Proposition 47, the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act, which was approved by voters in last November's election. The Champ 47 campaign will help improve health and safety in our community, which has been decimated by mass incarceration. It will also help rebuild families by removing underlying barriers to employment and allowing access to healthcare and education in San Bernardino. For more information, go to timeforchangefoundation.org or call Nicole Wolf at 909-886-2994. 909-886-2994. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Wet'n'Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet and Wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting. Getting soaked, barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
It's time for some delicious food at Pizza Dilly. Pizza Dilly Pizza in Colton, home of the famous 2-foot pizza with 32 slices of simply the best delicious Pizza Dilly mouth-watering pizza. Pizza Dilly has all kinds of lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at $3.99, all delicious. Stop by, refresh, refuel, have a cold drink, enjoy a tasty salad or a great specialty Dillylicious sub sandwich, or simply Dilly-lightful Pizza Dilly wings. Pizza Dilly is also People Dilly because your friends are all already there enjoying one of Pizza Dilly's giant screens, watching one of their favorite teams, and if you love the Dodgers, you'll love Pizza Dilly, your hometown Dodger station, all year round. Come on in, enjoy a great pizza, enjoy Pizza Dilly, the real Dilly deal at 194 East Valley Boulevard in Colton, or call 909-370-0242. Once again, that's 909-370-0242.
Attention homeowners, you've seen your electricity bill go higher and higher, and experts predict that average prices will continue increasing. Aren't you tired of throwing away money every month? You could save thousands of dollars a year while increasing your home's value by switching to solar energy with Best Energy Advisor, the leader in affordable solar energy since 1987. Everyone's heard about solar energy. It works day or night. It doesn't matter if it's sunny or cloudy out. And now it's more affordable than ever. One free call to our experts, and you'll find out how to get a solar system installed in your home. Call 800-406-4962 and ask about the zero-down, one-year no-payment option. Best Energy Advisor makes it easy for homeowners to go solar and handles all the paperwork to take advantage of the government's tax credits, grants, and rebates, saving you even more money. But these won't last forever, so call now. 800-406-4962. If your electricity bill is over $100 per month, go solar and save money. Call 800-406-4962. 800-406-4962.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. And before the break, we were talking about this hike in the overtime rules for salaried employees that the president wants to change the law. And Tobin, you want to continue with that discussion?
Yeah, I had a couple thoughts on this. First off, I want to say that I support what the president's trying to do here. I think it's something that needs to happen. And as you look at the history of it, this thing has not been changed since 1975. So we're looking at 40 years of essentially having the rate set at where it was back at that $23,000 range. So I think it needs to happen. But I have a couple issues with it. And one is the size of the jump. I think more than doubling it is problematic because that, I think, has a big impact on the economy, right? So my concern is that I wish the president had gone to Congress and done some negotiation with the Republicans and other folks to come up with a plan that would phase it in. But like a lot of elected officials, they always want to do dramatic changes. They want to say, I made this big change.
Right.
And, to put this big number out here, we're going to help 5 million people. But I worry about the shock to the system when they do these big dramatic things, which I think, and I would say the same thing about Obamacare, that it was too big of a shock to the system And so I worry about that kind of stuff. So I'd like to see more of a collaborative effort. So again, I support what he's doing. I think the intention is right, but I think that it's got to be done smarter.
I agree.
So
I agree, and you know that congressional Republicans, it's an election year. People are going, or it's not an election year. Next year's an election year, but we are in full swing, guys.
Yes, we are.
And so, they're going to grandstand and push back and all of that. And for small businesses, this is a big jump. This is a tough jump, and they have to rethink and restructure their businesses. And so it'll be just to say that it's not challenging for businesses is to be disingenuous.
Yeah.
It's going to be especially challenging, I think, for nonprofit organizations.
Yeah.
And so, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So the way the article suggests is about 8% of people currently covered by the current rate, and now it's going to jump up to 40% of all workers. So that's 32% more workers are going to be affected.
Yes.
That's a big chunk, and in some businesses it'll be even higher than that. And if you suddenly have to pay 32% of your employees a bunch more money, wow.
I think what's going to happen is that people will be hiring.
Yeah.
And
well, and I think that's what the Democrats hope, and I think that's a good outcome too. But it's a cost. Whether you're paying your current employees or having to hire and pay new employees, those are costs, and that affects the economy as well. So we'll see how it works. I'm not 100% sold that this is the right thing to do. So
well, we talked about one of the things that has been in the news. I'm sure that everybody has seen it. Is that there's been an exodus of teachers in the state of Arizona,
and
apparently teachers are they receive very low pay in Arizona, and unfortunately, this law exempts teachers. And so if you're a teacher, you think about it, teachers are highly qualified, right? So they have at least a bachelor's degree plus a teaching credential. Many of them have master's degree, and for them to be making $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 a year, that's not good. I mean, $20,800 a year is $10 an hour.
Well, you remember what your dad asked me when I first became a teacher.
No, I don't.
He asked if we were going to be on welfare.
Well, maybe in the state of Texas that would have been true, but not in California.
Not in California,
goodness.
but he was concerned. Here's this guy marrying his daughter who's going to be a teacher, and teachers don't make a lot of money. He was concerned that we were going to have to be on food stamps and things like that. And those early years were rough, but thankfully, like you said, we live here in California.
Yes.
And my pay went up fairly quickly compared to some of the national averages, but the cost of living in California is also a lot more expensive. So
indeed, I want to give some happy news about the stock market since we've been talking about Greece. It is up 73.17 points. They lost 350 points yesterday, and so it's up 73 today. And so that's good news. Keep an eye on the markets on CNBC.com. And so I also want to give an update about the lake fire. Now, if you are in the Morongo Basin, if you live in the mountains, if you are in San Bernardino County, you've probably seen the smoke from behind San Gorgonio, around San Gorgonio, behind Big Bear. And the towering column of smoke has disappeared as the 49-square-mile lake fire has stopped spreading outwardly, now blackening islands of previously untouched ground within its perimeter. And this is according to the San Bernardino County fire officials. It's slowly burning inward, real slow, and those islands are getting burned up. Fire Information Officer Lee Byer said Monday night. Still burning. The still burning area is about a remote 11.5-mile stretch between Grinnell Mountain and Fish Creek Meadows, roughly 6 miles northeast of Forest Falls. True, he acknowledged the slow progression is claimed an additional 633 acres, or nearly a square mile, during the day. But by 6 p.m. Monday, the total acreage had reached 31,359.
Wow.
But the hand crews and bulldozer operators have made great progress, digging fire lines around the 60% of the perimeter, up from 19% from 4 days earlier.
I've heard some of those trees can burn for like a year.
Oh, my goodness. Are you serious?
Yeah, just smoldering and smoldering.
Wow.
For as big as this fire was, though, there's been so little damage, comparatively speaking, to past fires of this size. I mean, not very many houses damaged. I don't think anyone's died from it. I think it's, we kind of got off easy in a sense. I mean, this is...
It was burning open forest.
Yep.
And hats off to everybody who was out there fighting that fire. They had prisoners out there. They had fire crews out there. And these people work very, very hard.
Yeah, they had to curtail some of their operations because people insisted on flying drones,
Yeah,
which can get sucked into the air intake of the firefighting planes.
That actually could have killed the people in the planes. It could have killed everybody in the air for these idiots flying drones.
Yeah.
Seriously, these people are idiots.
Because, they wanted to get a good picture of it with their
bottom
drone.
line, the fire lasts longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And lives are at stake. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that there were some showers that came over the, it's been hot and muggy, and they've had some showers up in the mountains. They really didn't do a lot, but they certainly didn't make it worse. It's better than hot, dry, windy weather.
Yep. Thank God for that.
Yep.
So, Aaron, you had shared this story with me yesterday, and I just wanted to talk about it briefly. Did you heard about this creepy airline executive that they busted?
Yes.
So this guy actually was pursuing sex with a 10-year-old.
And her mother.
And her mother. So, so police arrested an American Airlines executive on Friday for allegedly planning sexual exploits with a mother and her 10-year-old daughter, who were in fact only one person, an undercover police agent. A criminal complaint says Ray Howland, 55, was placed an online ad looking for a family or a couple of girls in Pennsylvania, and texted with the agent who worked for the state attorney general. WTAE reports. He explained in detail through email and text message the sexual acts that he hoped to engage in, says the state attorney general Kathleen Kane.
We're out of time.
Wow.
He's being held on $150,000 bail. Or $150,000 bond, and hit with charges including 1 count each of criminal intent to commit rape of a child, unlawful contact with a minor, involuntary sexual intercourse, and criminal attempt to commit indecent assault. This guy needs to fry. Not like killed, but he needs to go away.
Yeah, for a long time.
For a long time.
Wow.
So on that happy note, I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. Thank you, Bill, for being our man in the booth today.
Sarge.
Have a great day, everybody.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
CNBC Business Radio. Stocks took a pummeling on Monday but are set to rise today. That's as traders keep their fingers crossed Greece would strike a last-minute deal with its creditors to avoid defaulting on its debt and exiting the Eurozone. Single-family home prices rose in April from a year earlier, but at a slower pace than expected. The S&P Case-Shiller Index of 20 cities gained nearly 5% year over year. ConAgra Foods says it's putting its struggling store brand food business up for sale. Instead, the company wants to concentrate on improving business for its name brands like Chef Boyardee, Hebrew National, Slim Jim, and others. Meantime, ConAgra reported fourth quarter earnings that were in line with Wall Street expectations. And if you're running late today, no worries. A leap second will be added tonight to keep the atomic clock synced up with the Earth's rotation. Chris Maurer, CNBC.
I had Belvita breakfast biscuits this morning. Then what did I do? Made my bed, fed my fish, got dressed, cleaned the dish, remembered to floss, but still didn't do it. Ran a lap on the track, dropped my phone, didn't crack, got in before the boss, made sure that he knew it. Oh, hey, you just getting here?
Crunchy Belvita breakfast biscuits are made with delicious ingredients and carefully baked to release steady energy all morning long. Share your morning win. Belvita.
Morning win.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Good morning, it's 7:02. A quick check of traffic and weather. Going to be hot and humid today with a high of 103. Currently, it's 74 degrees. Checking out traffic. It looks like in Moreno Valley, the on-ramp is closed at I-215 northbound at Box Springs Road and Fair Isle Drive. And in Chino, we've got stop-and-go traffic on the 60 between Mountain Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. Linwood Cleaners in San Bernardino is reminding us that through the summer season, lives are destroyed due to substance-impaired drivers, young and old. For the well-being of others, don't drink and drive. Stay alive. This community reminder was a courtesy of Linwood Cleaners at 1450 East Linwood Drive in San Bernardino, family-owned and operated since 1969. See them for all of your dry cleaning needs.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. You know, we just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Alidor, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alidor can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alidor, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Kcaa.
He has been a professional money manager for the last 18 years. He is a regular contributor to the Fox Business Channel and Bloomberg Radio. In addition to this, he is a regular contributor to TheStreet.com and MarketWatch.com. Now he's live here on the Wall Street Business Network. Here is Bill Gunderson.
And welcome to the Tuesday, June the 30th. Wow, the halfway point of the year. Tomorrow starts the second half of 2015. It's been a pretty dull first half. Things could get pretty exciting, however, in the second half of 2016. How are we starting the day? A lot better than yesterday. The Dow right now is up 61 points. The Dow is at 17,657 after the worst day of the year yesterday on those Greece concerns. S&P 500 is up 9 points right now. The S&P 500 is at 2,066. That's the lowest level we've seen in a while. The NASDAQ back below 5,000 once again. It's at 4,984. The NASDAQ is up 0.5% today. Big move in the biotech stocks. Helping the NASDAQ along. The NASDAQ up 26 points right now. Crude oil up 1% Crude oil is at $58.95 per barrel. Not making much headway, however, since its rebound off of that plunge to $42 per barrel. Gold, with all this turmoil in the world, you'd think gold would be moving, but it's not. It's at $1,169 per ounce. The euro is at 1.1199. And in fact, some people are looking to the euro as a clue as to which way the Greek saga will turn. And yesterday, the euro was up, actually, on the dramatic sell-off in the European markets, suggesting that there may be a Greek exit come this weekend. We have the 10-year yield at 2.35%. So welcome to the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management in San Diego, California. Well, one of the assets in my app is the S&P 500. And I look at that every day and see what the app tells me. And I can tell you that yesterday, which it's done many times in the past 4, 5, 6 years, the market went to orange. Orange means it's a weak hold right now. It's a warning. But it's done that several times. The market's been pretty weak this year. Look, what the Dow is actually, I believe, negative on the year a little bit. The S&P, if it is positive, it's positive by just a little bit. We've had a couple of volatile weeks, mostly surrounding the Greek situation. And, you know, it looks like it's going to come to an head soon. There's all kinds of rumors underneath the surface. There's supposedly going to be a referendum vote this Sunday by the Greeks, whether or not they'll accept the bailout package by the EU, or whether they'll exit the European Union and go it alone, which I think would be a major mistake for Greece. Can you imagine the currency, the drachma, and the inflation rate of Greece if they were to go it alone? But who knows? Maybe Putin comes in and bails them out. But there's movement. I mean, it's like Europe. They would, I'm sure, just love to get this behind them. This has been going on. There's midnight meetings. There's early morning meetings. There's weekend meetings. There's Sunday meetings, trying to get this all resolved. Now you have to ask